So we just go for the first story for today. In fact, it's not like a first story actually. Let me just ask. Somebody said something. That's the Nigerian lawyer. It said that most of my friends who are divorced do not, and I repeat, do not want to get married again. Why do you think that happens?
Well, it's not far-fetched from the experience, a bitter experience from divorce. A lot of them will just have somebody on the line without absolute commitment, because I haven't gone through the commitment and headache and the lack of that. But it's not always like that anyway. You know, sometimes when you look at it from different angles, you see different views. But some are still willing to try again, and you know. So because one thing about marriage is that a lot of what makes marriage work is not just about the love or emotional attachment. It's basically the knowledge of how marriage works, understanding your partner, understanding yourself, having the emotional intelligence. You know, so that's what makes marriage work.
That's what makes marriage work. Well, I don't know, but maybe that's his friends. I've seen a lot of people who are ready to give love another try, and some persons who will tell you, I just need a mother for my children, and so will tell you, I just need a father for my children. So I think it just comes in different strands. But
when they continue to say that, that's the problem.
So that means when they enter that same marriage, they will probably leave again.
You know, because when you are looking for a mother for your children, that means you can get a nanny. You can get somebody. So that's a wrong mindset towards marriage. You don't go into marriage.
No, but you cannot replace a mother with a nanny. A nanny is just gonna take care of the children.
Same person is still not the biological mother of the children. You know, because if you go into marriage because you want a mother for your children, you are pegged it to nannyhood and all of these things, and the attachment will still not be there. So that's why I said, what makes marriage work? There's a difference between relationship, just being in a relationship, and be in marriage. What makes you be in marriage is for you to understand what makes marriage work, which is knowledge about the partner, about yourself, the purpose together, your visions together. You know, it goes a long way into that, not just about being a mother to my children. When you peg it to that, you know, you're just brought home a nanny, and in a short while, the marriage will not work.
Okay, so there's another person that said something. It says, Nigerian lady says, instead of sweeping, washing, and cooking, you should feel insulted when a man invites you to his dirty house. Does that make any sense to you?
Okay.
Like a man invites you to his house.
Okay.
And let's just say a man is inviting you to his dirty house. His house is dirty.
Okay.
And he had let me use the word, he has the effrontery to invite a lady to his house. It means he's looking at you as probably classless. That's what she's trying to say. Classless, of no value, because you know, a man who wants to live up to a particular standard, like, you know, arrange the house, keep the house in order, there's no dirty place, no dirty clothes, because he's trying to impress you. Even though he's a dirty person. At least for the fact that you are coming over. He's trying to pretend for the first day, because he knows that once he gets you, you will do all those cleaning and all those things for him. So is she actually right that it feels like an insult when a man invites you to his dirty home?
Yeah, basically it's a dicey
situation.
Context. Yeah, because you know, a man, my own experience. So that's why when I was a bachelor, I invited one or invited two. Probably they saw my place that was not looking so perfect as they wanted it. Ooh. They didn't give the relationship a chance. My present wife now saw the place and saw an opportunity to take care of the place, beautify the place, and that's what we are together today. Material. You know, so that's an ambience to check the wife material. You know, because if you see a guy, because the fact that the guy did not take care of his house doesn't mean he doesn't value you. It's just the fact that that's who he is. And that's another way, because in Africa we believe that a wife material should be able to take care of the home. Is a home manager. You know, so when whatever is in you is in you. Anyway, when you get to a dirty place, you want to make it good. So when a wife material, that's one of the characteristics of a wife material anyway. When it gets to a home of a man who is not too perfect, we want to put it in place. Why is this one like this? Let's put it in a one day of visit. So
let me put this scenario. If you meet a man and you get to his house for the first time and you realize that the man has a kitchen, but that place doesn't look like a kitchen, not at all. You probably are not seeing any gas, you're not seeing any stove, you're not seeing even a lighter or a matches. You're not seeing no foodstuffs, you're not seeing cup, you're not seeing plates, but there is a kitchen. But the kitchen is as good as empty. And there is this woman that comes and like, you don't have this. Now, probably the woman is just still even a friend and probably ready to date you maybe when you ask her out.
That's true.
But you guys are on this level of, I know he wants to ask me out, but but it's just natural for her to like, oh, you know what, end of this month, I'm getting you a gas, we're getting a gas, we're getting plates, we're getting this. And maybe there's this other woman
That one is
now
okay.
that comes in, she's actually unbothered because she knows that when we get married, everything will be there. So I don't even need to start telling you we need to put this in place. We need to, like, you could have a relationship with her for 2 years before getting married, and she never bothers to say, let's buy gas, let's buy this.
That's true.
She brings food for you.
You
out of you,
now,
yeah.
Now you order.
So who would you? Are you saying the one that wants to buy everything in the house is a wife material than the other one? So are you?
Because I'm speaking from experience now.
Okay.
Because so that we can understand a bit context and perspective here. When I was to get married, my mentor told me something. He said, "He's a woman that marries a man." He said, "A man can be unorganized, and the moment he meets a woman who is ready, is a woman that marries a man." The moment my wife now said yes, after a long while of waiting and lots of that, the moment she said yes, we did our introduction in 3 months and we started planning our wedding, and everything fell into place. I was not the one running all around. She was the one managing the whole thing. Let's do like this, let's do like this, let's do like this, and lots of that. So that's why I'm speaking from my own angle. So more so, a woman is a principle. A woman is one that marries a man. Most times, some men are not, they are carefree. It's not all men that knows how to cook, how to put this one in place, put that one in place. They are just there, they are carefree. But when the right woman comes, you don't, oh, no, you don't even have a kitchen. Okay, big money, let's go and do that. Some will even take money from their own pocket and put the whole house in order. And so it's a woman that marries a man. That's just the perspective. Because most times those ladies who are asking everything to be in place, they don't even know how to cook in the first place. And at the end of the day, they won't even be a good home manager.
So are you saying for you go with the woman that wants to start putting everything in place even before you even start the relationship, which you eventually start or even get married?
These are the women that really will manage the house. The other part, we not in the first place, they don't know how to cook. That's why they are not a mindset.
Maybe she can cook, but she just don't see the necessity of putting those things in order.
If whatever you know how to do, my wife can clean. In fact, she can clean the whole house up and down.
But you counselors are the same set of people that will say that when a man gets free milk every time, he will not bother to buy a cow. So if the lady is trying to put value to herself, like, how about I start doing all these things, put it in the place, I'll help with the gas, maybe buy the gas, or he gives me money, I buy the gas, switch up his kitchen, and at the end of the day, after 1 year or 2 years, he breaks up with me, and that woman comes to enjoy what I've sweat for. Have you thought about that too? Maybe that's what she's actually doing.
Well, there's a principle still, because I'm a man of principle. He said, you might not reap where you sow, but you reap what you sow. Because whatever you have been able to put somebody's house in order, even though the man does not really value, and it's a principle, it will always come back for you. So what you make right in somebody, the universe or God will make it right for you.
Right for you.
So but we sometimes we go through the pains and say, no, I will never do this. No. Let's just continue to do what we're doing. Somebody will value us for who we are.
Yes, somebody will value you for who you are. So yes, even though you feel insulted, if you really like the person, I think you should be able to help the person out. Or maybe tell the person, that guy, why is your house dirty? Know the reason why his house is even dirty, actually.
That is true.
It could be he really needed you to come, but there was no time to do whatever. But that's not an excuse. But I don't know why. Why is it that men's house are usually dirty? Well, I've met some men now who are very clean. Absolutely clean, that they are so clean that when I get to their house, I'll be like, no, I think you are clean, and that scares me because you shouldn't be. You understand? Because I don't know why. I even feel like when I come to your house is so tidy, it's so neat, and it's not like you pay somebody to clean that. Like you do it yourself. I feel like there might be a problem because
these are independent men.
You understand? It might be a very big problem because I feel like those kind of people, if you mess with their house, oh no.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
I've seen marriages are broken up. because the man who is always knowing how he puts his things.
Yeah, and you
how
don't
the house
flip
should
it,
be
you
in
don't
order.
touch it.
Oh,
Yeah, do you
they'll tell
understand?
your kitchen is like this. I settled down
So
many
now,
times.
so now, young lady, you now see why a man's house needs to actually even be dirty.
It's better to marry those who are dirty.
Yeah, who are dirty than
Because-
the ones who are clean.
because
If you're not clean,
they will-
oh, you are gone even before you started.
Even
But
before you
anyway, I'm not advising anybody. I'm just saying what I think I should say. Okay, so one last one again before we go for a video is this one says if okay, we have a call. Let's pick this call first and hear what they have to say. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is David. I'm calling from. Oh,
You what? Okay, I have to drop this call. I can't hear you no more. Hello, good afternoon.
I'm a business. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, please go ahead. We're listening to you.
My own opinion is that
Well, he just stated his own opinion. But we didn't hear nothing. Let's pick another call. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, we missed that one. Okay, so this one says, if is a Nigerian man actually talking, says if Abuja men focus on their wives, 80% of girls staying alone won't be able to renew their house rent. Is the Abuja man for
The
me?
Abuja
Like,
babes.
I don't know what this man have experienced or what he knows, but for him to say this, there definitely should be an iota of truth. But let's talk about it. Is it true? Because he's not saying Abuja ladies. Like,
Yeah.
he's not saying that if Abuja men, get responsible to their wife, 80% of Abuja ladies. No, he's saying ladies in general. So it means even ladies from Port Harcourt, ladies from Lagos, ladies from every state probably get a lot of funding from Abuja men. Like, they are the big boys in the country. I don't understand. But excuse me, how true is this?
Well, same thing goes to lucky men.
Oh,
Yeah, because
lucky men. I thought it's lucky ladies that we should be worried about.
yeah, the same thing goes. I'm trying to bring a
Oh,
context
okay,
here.
yeah.
So when the lucky guys or Abuja men focus on their wife, there are still some ladies who are upright, who are doing business, I know some who are doing business, who can really take care of their bills. But large chunk truly are depending on those men who are not focusing on their marriage, who are all looking for a greasy lady out there that they want to put money on. And that's why those ladies are always aiming for what is not. They want to pay a rent of 5 million, and yet you don't earn 500,000 a month. And because there's one papa at the corner and lots of that. So that's why.
Did you just say papa? They don't call them papa.
Okay.
They call them zaddy.
Zaddy. Okay, because there's one Zaddy somewhere around the corner who's going to pay the bills. So if they focus on their, especially if Nigerian men focus on their wife, a lot of ladies will go and rethink and go back to Ogun State and go back to some rural areas.
Oh yes, okay. Well, I don't know why you said Ogun State actually. Was that on purpose?
I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, all right. But actually, for a fact, if married men put their mouth where they are supposed to put it, trust me, a lot of ladies, it's not like they'll be homeless, but a lot of ladies will probably still be in their parents' house, hard working, and that will change a lot of narratives about ladies or how men see ladies now. Let's pick this call before we go to the next one. Hello, good afternoon.
hello.
Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Abdul. I'm coming from Lagos.
Okay, please go ahead. We're listening to you.
Okay. My opinion is that a woman will always love you. You always love the man for who he is. Because there are some men that love the man. Despite maybe he might be poor or it's not contributing to.
Okay, all right. I think I understand what he's trying to say. It means that some ladies will still always love, like a lady that loves you will love you and will still contribute. I think he's trying to say will contribute from her own
From our own
personal.
personal,
Yes, without waiting for the man to do the same. Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please speak louder. We can't hear you so much from here. All right. Can you say your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Jasmine.
You are very low, ma'am. Ma'am, speak louder, please.
Hello?
Hello, speak louder, please. We can't hear you here. Okay, I guess I have to let that go. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, I have to pick you this. Cool. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, please. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, I need to go on because like the calls are not really going through. I don't know, maybe the network or maybe it's airtime. But let's go on. Now, this video is about self-defense. Now, a woman came out, even though she was speaking in her native dialect. You understand what it interprets. But what she's trying to say is she has not yet seen the man that would domestically violate her, and she will stand by. Trust me, if you see her build up already, you know you're in trouble if you find out her. And trust me, when you hear the native language she's speaking with that build up, you know you don't need to. There are some people you don't just go and look for their trouble, just avoid it. So, anyways, let's watch this self-defense video.
Still waiting for that day, man will touch me. Or in the name of relationship. That day, I'm gonna be very wosky. Ma, the very radical, like the brutal. The when she me will come out in full time. Like, man, sit up, nwoke. Mesa mu abu mmadu aka. Amu bedi nwoke amu. Nwoke aka no n'afọ. Because any day, man will raise his hand like this. One day, wadogodu giadie. If they don't land you to hospital like land over, man obula mo na gena like not be church or church that day ruzieru. I dey pray for a day like that. Can we love nwoke me example? Nya amakata na mmadu asi na obu nwoke. Be me samu abu mmadu aka. I just dey laugh because your century, your obesity will be loading along the this thing. I thank God say self-defense is allowed in this.
Okay, all right, welcome back. You heard it from her. She said she has not seen, beating her chest to it, that she has not seen that man that is going to beat her up and she won't do anything is definitely yet to be born. That means she never seen that kind of man before that would do that. And she's saying, thank God there is what they call self-defense. But trust me, despite the self-defense, we still have to be very careful. You won't do self-defense and, murder somebody. You will not go scot-free. And you won't do self-defense and injure somebody and they can actually even see a bruise or a cut on you. That will not be a self-defense, trust me. Especially when they don't see anything, any sharp objects. You understand? There has to be an evidence of violence first. And when they see that and you feel like there's a self-defense, it's just like maybe you're in the Western world and somebody's coming to rob you, obviously has a gun. If you shoot the person, I'm not saying you should, but if you end up shooting the person and obviously from your CCTV or whatever, there's evidence that the person came to steal and was about to gun you down and you do that in self-defense, trust me, you won't be jailed for nothing and you'll be free. But in Nigeria, where we don't have that kind of CCTV, you want to use mouth. Have you heard the word where you shalaye no evidence? You explain evidence, so please don't do that. But before I even move to the next one, what do you have to say about that video?
Yeah, well, the first thing is that you should not meet a match. Because if you miss a match, it's going to be a brutal battle. So but it's good to sometimes because the extreme of domestic violence could lead to the women trying to be prepared for men like this. And about the way she's so fierce about this, I wonder if she should be married by now. I think
no, she's just said relationship, so definitely she's not married.
So if she's now into a relationship with a man, and they are having altercation and lacks of that. And she begins to, in the name of self-defense, that's what we're still talking about. Many people, in the name of self-defense, have killed their partner. But truly, if you look at it, like what you said, there's no CCTV camera that could even
Give you an evidence.
give an evidence. And at the point they've gone to jail, life imprisonment. You know, not even third degree murder, but you're giving murder straight away or manslaughter. You know, so it's very important you be careful to the degree of self-defense you are really meting out to somebody that is trying to attack you. So this is very important, but basically you still have to be careful, because you can say you can grab the man's head, hit him to the wall, and there he's gone. You know, life is very, very fragile now. You know?
But truthfully, I'm gonna say, let me agree with her. I'm looking for that man that wants to be domestically violent. Let me take the energy. Let me tap your energy, girl. I'm not looking for, actually, because what am I looking for? I don't understand. It's like I'm looking for trouble. You know, just when you tell a person you're looking for my trouble, it means you have a trouble already.
That's true.
So that means when they
loads
are
of trouble. You want to pinch out.
So when they are looking for something that you already have, they will find it because you're ready to give it. So please, let's just be careful what we are ready for or what we try
Because
to.
if she meets a match, they will beat each other.
I don't even know why you are so keen on this match.
No, the way she's fierce about this matter, you know, I know that naturally from that tribe, you know, most Igbo ladies are a bit very fierce. They always want to stand for themselves. You know, so that's about a bit cultural also, you know. But she should be careful, because if she misses a match,
Don't worry, she will not meet a match. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, can you hear us on the studio? Good afternoon.
So I'm just called the other time.
Oh, okay, please go ahead. Want to hear what you have to say.
Do you know there's a saying that a woman can develop a feelings for a man that picks a car on the road and forgets the man that bought the car for her? So most issues in relationship women, because their heart is so fragile that they will always love the man that they, even though the man is not contributing to their financial stuff, but the woman can even be dating the man, and she should be giving the one that is not rich, because she loves the poor than the rich guy.
Than the rich guy, true. You know what I'm saying? Please, can you repeat that adage again that you said?
I said a woman can develop a feelings for a man that picks a car on the road and forget the man that bought the car.
actually bought a car.
Oh wow, what an interesting
high level
one.
betrayal.
Oh, the highest level of betrayal. Like, I used my millions and got you a car, and you forget me, and you remember someone who fixed your car.
I love the fact that you are personalizing that as a woman.
No, trust me, that's a very terrible way of showing gratitude. But honestly, what he said, do you agree with what he said?
I know the art, it is what it is, because the art wants what it wants, you know. So
Well, you can't help it when the heart wants what it wants. Sometimes some people be like, "Are you okay? Like, is it the kind of person?" And you be like, "That's fine, I understand." You know, I've seen a skit whereby there was a time, okay, not a skit actually, so it's not like there was a time. A skit where a lady was crying to her friend, "I will never forgive him. I'm done with him. It hurt me. He blah 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 yada yada yada." And at the end of the day, the friend was like, "Don't worry, you're a big girl. You know what? Let's call him and tell him that you are done also with this relationship." And she was like, "No, there's no need, that she's actually done. She doesn't even want to speak to him again." Unfortunately for her, the man called her. And her friend picked the call, and the friend started, you know, raising his voice. "How dare you do this to my friend? How dare you cheat on her? How dare you blah, blah, blah." And the friend was like, "Do you want to talk to him?" And she was like, No. So she was about to drop the call. That's the friend now. But the lady was like, "You know what? Let me talk to him." And she picked the call. She was like, "Yes, hello." Then the guy started. "Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. You know what? I've booked our favorite, your favorite restaurant. And let's go have dinner. I want to apologize to you properly. I have a gift for you." And she was like, "Really? But you know I don't like what you did." And the friend was like, "What?"
That's why
Like, this is what love can do.
you don't come in between people in relationship.
Oh no, you don't do that.
You better be careful.
You're gonna be the reason why they're
They're gonna eat the water on your head and everything.
Oh, this is amazing. I just love how relationships go. Sometimes when you hear them even talk about relationship, or you hear people complain about their spouse, I always try to meet the spouse.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the topic of discussion. Do you know that my friend, I always ask for advice? See what she told me.
She told me.
You understand?
She told me this already.
Yes, I tend to always meet with the guy, hear what he has to say, and advise them. The same way I advise her is the same way I advise him, because I don't want to be the topic of discussion.
The other person, in fact, that's
yeah,
what relationship
exactly.
is.
Yeah,
and women's heart are fragile, so they need to want us to be careful the way we handle them.
Of course, very, very fragile. Anyways, let's go to another one. This one is a Nigerian woman, Glory Okotie, has said that if she has to pay the hospital bill after giving birth, then she won't include the father's name on their childbirth certificate. Now, in her words, she said, and I quote, "If I carry lip and pay hospital bill, the birth certificate no fit carry the man's name. I'll put only my name there. I can't even imagine a woman carrying a pregnancy, going through labor, and paying for her own hospital bill after childbearing. As how? Waiting be the man job. Ew, God forbid," she wrote.
Do you know how many women who are looking for a man to even impregnate them? Do you know how many women who are out there who are saying, "I just need someone to give me a child"? Now, it's sometimes when we think some things to an extreme, we tend to justify some certain claims. If you have a man who is doing well, in the course of the pregnancy, he lost his job, and he cannot foot any of those things, like the case that is trending online, the guy that lost his wife due to 500,000 issue. And
500,000 naira deposit.
You know, so we sometimes, a lot of people, I was watching some TV programs saying some things about that. I said, sometimes when you don't come to certain shoes, you will not be able to juxtapose between different angles. And you'll be able to, you say some things, and in fact, the whole world will turn against you. And so, if a woman is sounding like this, you must be careful. Because for the first, in the first place, you're putting your name for the child's certificate. What about the child needs a certificate in the future? And he's bearing his father's name, and there will be confusion. But the most important thing is that always look at the situation before you make assertions. You know, because if the man is a responsible person, but he's incapacitated due to circumstances, and so you can't begin to make such you want to carry belly, he delivered, and the man, what's the man doing? Yeah, the man could be doing a lot before, and circumstances or economic situation might not allow him to do his best.
But how about if the man wasn't even doing a lot, but he impregnated the woman,
but she saw
and
that
he's not ready to, take responsibility?
But before you
But
you
could be in a relationship with a man that doesn't really have anything, and unfortunately, you thought you're so protected that you will not get pregnant, and you get pregnant for the man, and you know you will not want to make that kind of mistake, but it just happened, and there's a child that knows nothing. You brought the child, so you have to just take care of the child till you give birth. And maybe he wasn't even responsible for taking care of you while you're pregnant, and you took it for 9 months, you pay the bills, and the man is asking you that the child has to bear his name. So you judge the case, to be honest. Do you think it's easy to carry a child for 9 months? That's another entity going inside of you.
The context of this discussion is of two different ways.
Okay.
The first thing is that are they married or they are unmarried? Because if they are married, he has to bear the man's name. If they are unmarried, you can say a child can bear anybody's name. So.
But what if they are married and the man never took responsibility?
Why? If they are unmarried, a woman went to me in the office many years ago, and she was begging for money to start a business, like that. I said, "Where is your husband? How many children do you have?" Yes, he has 5 children. 5 children. The man never took responsibility of any of them. I said, "How do you now count the number 1, number 2, number 3, number?"
So 5. Like how?
The moment she's
Were
pregnant,
you drugged?
The man will beat her, send her out. When she's pregnant, she'll go and deliver. When she comes back, the man will drag her back again and sleep with her again. After she's pregnant, she will beat her and send her out.
No, they are not married. I'm certain of that one. I don't know the person, but they are not married.
So that's why
that must be a relationship.
So even in a relationship or marriage, even when they are married, it should not be like that. So that's why we say the fragility of women's heart can lead to all of these tendencies. Because a woman, you give birth to first one and say, "Never, I will never allow this man, until proper things are done."
But you just said the heart one was born.
If there was a case I was settling last week, and the woman said, "Until this man, after about 3 children, until this man pays my bride price. I will accept that. I will never allow him. I will try to call the man, Oga, this is what he said. What's it? In fact, he said, I'm not even interested in the first place. I don't want her again in the first place.
What?
In fact, it was so painful. As a
No,
children,
no.
you know, it's like because she's a bad woman, she blah 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 blah. In fact, I don't even know how to cancel. I could not even cancel the man. I could not even say anything. I just let the matter be.
How do you cancel a person that already said he's not
He's
interested?
not interested, and
Actually,
not even
there's
young
nothing
man.
to say.
Hey,
Let's
mature
pick
man.
this call before I share a story, just like your story. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, good afternoon. Yes, please. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Akindele. I'm a broadcaster. I'm calling from the Kenya, and I'm interested in this topic.
Okay, great. Please go ahead. We're listening.
Now, most of the time, women don't realize that a man can be poor and yet be a loving man at the initial stage. So they fall into this defeat by men who flaunt it, and they have nothing to offer. So at the end of the day, they ended up falling into the hands of the wrong person. Now, that's another one thing. Another thing is this. Every woman should know that men are naturally polygamous in nature.
We are coming there again.
You know that.
I don't agree with that, sir, but please go ahead.
You know men are polygamous in nature. I have seen a woman who divorced her husband because she suspected her husband is cheating on her. At the end of the day, she divorced her husband and ended up as a side chick to another married man.
That's terrible.
You see, many of the times, if I'm asked to advise married men, what I tell them is don't waste your hands on your wife. Take 2 shares, drop your SIM card, if possible, drop money and take the house. You will have saved yourself a lot of things. Because I notice these days that it is men that are scared of their wives. When we were growing up, it is our mother that are scared of our own dad. Not just scared, but you know, they have this extreme regard for them. I took this kind of topic on a radio program and somebody said it's because we all have equal education and everybody believes we are equal. So, if we're unable to distinguish between who is the man and who is the woman, there will always be problem, number one. Number two, the woman should look. If this man fronted, a lot of guys do rent house, rent cars to just impress ladies. It is when the lady really gets into it very well that you will know he's dealing with the wrong person. And the person you think is nobody is actually the real person. So that is where the lacuna is.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Aki, for that one. Thank you so much. All right. So we heard from him. Do you agree with what Aki just said?
Yeah. Women love to be deceived, you know, and they love the.
Are you sure they love to be deceived or they love to hear sweet things?
Yes.
Maybe they don't really know how to embrace the real truth.
They are not. They tend to say they are very analytical or intelligent, but basically, when it comes to love, women they suspend the part of intelligence. They just want to hear the sweet things. You know, women are naturally intelligent and analytical, but when it comes to love, they suspend that part of the brain. That's it. You know, and my father would say they don't wash their heads.
No, wow.
You know, they will suspend that part. They just want to hear, they just want to see sweet things. And that's why a lot of men will play to that gallery. You know, they will want to show them nice cars, borrowed houses, take them to some uncle's house that travel out. And at the end of the day, the guy cannot pay for the delivery. And then we say, okay, it is what it is. Let's manage and continue. You know, so that's why you should analyze this guy that's asked this kind of a house. What is he doing? You see somebody that he says is like, put laptop on his leg all the time, doing these things, and you know that's why a lot of them has become a roasted ritual goat for all of these boys because they just want the sweetness to just go without analysis.
Well, I would totally still disagree with the saying of men are polygamous in nature.
Okay, yeah.
I do not want to agree with that. I think it's an African mentality thing. It's a thing that has been there for ages. Our ancestors had always made it you know, when something has been there, you can't just make believe. Even without telling, if you give birth to a man now, a boy, trust me, you don't need to tell the boy that you can be polygamous in nature. The society
Yes.
will help him and tell him and groom
Play
him
the
to
story
say
to him.
that you can actually be polygamous in nature. but a woman cannot. But if you go to some other African countries, you hear of a woman marrying 2, 3, 4 wives, which is very normal in their community. So would you say there's something wrong with them? Because when you tell them that, no, in our own culture, a man can marry president, they'll be like, no, that's absurd, that's weird, that's a taboo here. It's a woman that is allowed. Yeah, you understand? So I just feel like it's nothing, because I've seen a lot of men that will come out and tell you there's nothing like a man is polygamous in nature. Humans beings are just insearchable, like you can't be satisfied. So but for a man, because of the kind of culture and tradition we have, they think it's normal for them to do that.
Culture try to fabricate what our thought pattern is. So like myself, what will I be looking for in a woman when I have my wife? So why would I say, hey, I'm polygamous? Sometimes what I tell myself, am I stupid? Why will I leave my wife at home and go for after another woman? No. So a man are not polygamous in nature. The society that plays that trick to us, and especially when a man begins to make some few extra money, they believe the extra money is to extra woman. And so that's the challenge we have here. We don't understand what it to even do with money. Our mindset is money, more women.
Do you know the amazing thing? I actually saw a movie where the name of the movie on YouTube is by Uche Jumbo.
Okay.
It's Color. He calls it Color or Colorful, I think. You are saying a rich man. This man does not even have money. Now, the storyline is, excuse me, he has a wife. And right from the time, from his conversations with the woman,
okay,
the woman will be like, I'm not frying akara today, because she fries akara for daily living to feed the family. So there was a day, the man came up and was like, oh, I want to marry a second wife. And she was like, she first looked the man, looked the house they are staying in. And she was like where? How? Like, where would the second wife even stay? Do you understand? I was like, here now. I want to marry second wife. And on and on, the woman didn't even battle words with him. Was like, you don't even have money to feed. You don't have a job. You are a plumber that only when there's a contract, you get money. And it's not like you remit the money. You always buy granuts. Now, he's not even the drinking person. It's someone that can eat granuts 247. In the morning when he wakes up, you see some people with their maybe their chewing stick, or you see some of them with their drink. His own is he's coming out of bed. He's holding a bottle of granuts. So he's a very weird person. And a very typical, I don't know, I've forgotten the language, like the native he's from in that movie.
Okay.
So, on and on, the woman just kept quiet. It now got to the time, like a week to the marriage, and it was time for him to bring money. Okay, telling his first wife, you have to cook for the wedding. He said, how will I cook for the wedding if you don't give me money? He said, which day since I married you have I ever given you money to cook in this house? Don't you know that when I married you, you're supposed to take care of the home? I'm saying this and I'm laughing.
No, that's the problem. The mindset.
He believes he's entitled to the woman's money.
That's the problem.
And when the woman keeps money and he steals the money, I call it stealing, because that's not your money. When she goes to accuse him, like, where is the money that you took? Like, who did you take my money? Who took my money? I'll be like, who again will take your money if it's not me? Your money is my money. Plus, you are not making money for yourself. You're making money for me.
Nobody, everything is about thought pattern. Everything is about mindset.
Makes no sense.
The moment you have made the crime we are talking about in our society today is about the mindset of those people. If you see the way the people we talk the crime, they will make it look, even you are
like it's their right.
That's their right. Someone that went to go and steal somebody's car will say, oh, they will use one good name, to qualify what they have done. And they will say they run parole. What's wrong parole?
It's just the way when you talk to a very educated Yahoo boy. I'm not talking about the plus. They will tell you they are just being smart. They're smarter than their clients. They even call the people they outsmart.
They even call them clients.
They call the clients.
Clients. What are they transacting with you?
I don't know.
Can you imagine? You are not creating app. You are not creating a website. You are not creating things for people to better the society. You call them. You say.
But if we look at it, it's actually being smart, because if you can outsmart somebody. Like, I don't know how you do it. You, one person, you make one person, another person, or a company believe that you run a company, you make millions. How do you?
No, smartness in a real sense is about productivity. You are being able to convert your resources.
So what should we call that?
That's foolishness and stealing. You know, you are trying to steal from somebody who is naive, who is just innocent. He felt that I want to buy something from you.
Yeah.
I believe in you. And on your own mind, you think you want to outsmart me. No, the foolish one here is the other person that want to steal. Because you are really smart, create an idea that can influence, that can make someone to pay for that thing you are selling, and you make a lot of money. We are seeing Elon Musk, who have made billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars by creating ideas. How much are they made from all their smartness? And there's something that cannot even transfer to the next generation.
Okay, all right. Well, we have one question. Whoa, this is a lot. Okay, I'm just going to read this quick before they yank us off. Well, this one says, wow, this is very long. Now, that's a tough and emotional charged situation, and how it's handled really depends on the relationship dynamic, the reason behind the divorce request, or whether both parties are open to working things out. If a woman wants to try and preserve the relationship, we have some thoughtful steps she should consider. Okay, this is a whole lot. I'm sorry, I can't read this, but let me just say, okay, first he said, understand the root cause. The root cause, ask calmly, not confrontational questions, to understand why he wants a divorce. Now, you have to listen without judging. You have to reflect honestly, and you have to communicate with vulnerability. You have to avoid blame or guilt tripping. You have to be cancelled, or you have to meditate. You have to give him space if needed. You have to work on yourself, regardless of your outcome. Ask the hard question, even if he's adamant. Okay, this is Debayo Phillips, and he said he's a life coach. I'm sorry I didn't read this on time. I'm supposed to read it, but time is already fast spent. But thank you so much for that thoughtful tips on how women can actually be better for themselves in a relationship. So at this point, I'll say thank you so much, Pastor James, for being on the show. It's been an amazing one.